Okay, guys ready?
Yeah,
Ready
to go.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Ledger AMA, Ledger Ask Me Anything Live. Today, we are super excited to have two members of Ledger Live with us. We have Benjamin.
Hi.
And we have JL. How are you guys?
Hey. Very great. Very great.
Yeah?
Great. And you?
Everything's okay with the confinement? Not too confined?
Too confined, but happy.
Happy. That's good. Can you tell everyone today what both of you do at Ledger? So we're going to start with Benjamin, if that's okay.
Yeah. So I'm Benjamin. I'm the Ledger Live product manager. I've been at Ledger for a year and a half now, and my job on day-to-day basis is to create and improve the best wallet for Ledger Nano users. So I work with a great team of developers, testers, designers, and all the rest of the company in order to give the best features and answer the needs of the users.
Awesome. And JL?
Yeah, to me, I'm Jean-Laurent. So I'm a project manager for third-party integration. So that means at Ledger being involved in any topics where we require like a third-party services to operate our product. So basically to improve the features and to offer, best-in-class elements to our users. And yeah, with a special dedication today on the Ledger Live side. So that's one of the key topics. And I've been at Ledger for also roughly 1.5 years. So it's been a very great journey so far. So hope you continue, and that will be a lot of success and make the user happy on that.
That's awesome. And how did you guys start working together? Was it just right off the bat you were put together and you're working together, or did you eventually start working together?
Go on, please.
No, actually, it was quite naturally because Ledger is growing very fast, and we have more and more elements in our roadmap, more and more features that our user really wants to see on our products. So it become very natural that somehow the Ledger Live product is growing so fast that it needs to add more and more features. So we need to involve many people with many skills on those topics. So it was kind of natural to meet between Benjamin and I for those kind of elements.
Okay, awesome. So you guys are work buddies.
Yeah, totally.
Can one of you describe Ledger Live? What is it? Tell us everything we need to know.
So what is Ledger Live? So Ledger Live first, it's an app. It's available on desktop, and by desktop, it's on Mac OS, it's on Linux, and on Windows, but also on mobile. So you can download it on Android and on iOS. So it lets you manage all your devices, which means the Nano S and the Nano X. It lets you create accounts for, I think it's 24 now, cryptocurrencies and more than 1,200 tokens, a bit more now. So the tokens are both on Ethereum and on Tron. So you can send, receive, and recently we added 2 new coins. We added Tezos and Tron, and on those coins there is a specificity. They are proof of stake coins, and since we integrated them, we give the possibility to the users to do staking. So manage your delegations through Ledger Live. So those are the new options that you have on the app. And then after, what you can do is basically check your portfolio and manage the firmware of your device, install app, uninstall apps, check if there are updates, etc., etc. So all the operations that you want to do that are related to your device and the management of your asset and the securization of your assets are made through the Ledger Live, through the interface of the Ledger Live.
Awesome. And JL, can you tell us maybe about the different software wallets that are out there? Benjamin, would you be able to then go ahead and describe how Ledger compares with all of them?
Yeah, so actually I would say the landscape of the software wallet is very wide, and I think it's it's creating a new one almost every day. So it's something that is highly competitive, and there is many forms of software wallet. There is the one that you directly install on your computer. There are ones that you have directly plugged on your browser that you can just manage your coin there. For some of them, you have full control on your funds. For some of them, you just delegate the control of your funds. So it's a very wide landscape, and depending on the purpose of the coin management that you have, if you want to spend them, if you want to gamble with, if you want just to hodl and stake, you might have different software wallets that could fit your need. So there is a point where the users have to choose which software wallet is the best for him. And that's where with the Ledger Live, we definitely come with a very interesting value proposition for our users, where we try to make basically everything on a single place, and that's where we try to differentiate us between the competitors.
Yeah, to add on what Jean-Laurent said, so yeah, you have sometimes some wallets that are going to let you just manage one asset. Let's say on Tron, you're going to be able to just manage your Tron and the tokens that are related to Tron. And yeah, our goal is to create a one-stop shop in Ledger Live with as many assets as possible. Sadly, we are not able to manage all of them, but we are trying to integrate the most important one. And that's going to be a work that we're going to do more and more during this year, is to integrate more coins in Ledger Live. Also, the difference between the Live and other software wallets is that in the Live, you're never going to be able to save your seed. The seed is always secured in the nano, in the device, and the Live is just the interface to interact with your assets, to create an operation that you are going to broadcast also through Ledger Live. But the signature of the transaction is going to be done by the device by itself. Some software wallets do it all. So you're going to have the seed that is saved on your computer, and that's not safe. That's not secure. So that's the difference between the Live and those software wallets. And also you have, as Jean-Laurent said, different web also wallets and some websites where the company is going to manage the keys for you. So it's not going to be your keys. And as we always say, not your keys, not your crypto. So that's the big difference between those wallets that either give you a non-secure solution or other wallets that are online that give you a solution that might be easy, but that's not that doesn't give you the rightful hand on your assets.
Got it. And Jaya, would you be able to tell us how many coins do we actually support on Ledger Live?
Oh, today in terms of coins, so yeah, as we mentioned, we are more than I think 20 coins, more than that that we support.
24.
24 exactly, yeah, 24 with recently Tron being added, and yeah, and of course, for example, for Ethereum we support more than 1,200 tokens. So yeah, basically today the coverage is, I would say, quite important. We are trying to improve it and be as wide as possible on that topic. So that's clearly a key objective for the Live, is to be able to support as many as possible.
And what is your criteria to integrate new coins? So do you guys have a specific way you do it? Could you tell us about that?
Definitely, this is a very, I would say, touchy topic, because there is many crypto in the ecosystem, and that's very complicated to try to differentiate one to another. So we have a whole dedicated team at Ledger that is working on that topics to see what would be the coin to prioritize the integration on our products. So yes, we have a lot of criteria, and among them you have the the market cap, the strength of the coin, the reliability, the robustness, and the ease of integration as well. So there are many criteria that define the priority list, and that we try to break down as much as possible.
Got it.
And also a special shout out to our Fabrice, with the coin integration manager at Ledger, and who is in charge of the integration of those coins. So he's the guy who is going to select. He's going to work with the whole company, but in the end, he's the guy who decides what's the best coin to integrate in Ledger Live, and he also manages a team that works on the integration of those coins on the, Ledger Live and all other platforms at Ledger, especially the device.
Got it. And so when Fabrice comes to you and says, okay, guys, we have this coin, we're ready to put it on Ledger Live, could you sort of maybe go through that process even with your team and just describe to us the really in depth of how that gets off?
So there is before that there is a study that's going to be done on Fabrice side. He's gonna do, as Jean-Laurent said, a study about all the criteria that he described, and when it's decided, when you say, okay, this one is the right one, this one is the one that we are going to integrate, then we find a place in our roadmap, because the coin integration is really important in the roadmap of Ledger Live, but it's not the only one. We have to do UX improvements, we have to add features, small features, big features. We also have to do technical improvement, and also we take a big part of every sprint that we have for bug fixes. So we have to find room for the integration of this new coin, and when we find room, then we place it because it's still important. And after that, we are going to study all the specificities of the coin, because each coin has a specific way to work. Some are proof of stake coins, some are proof of work coins. There is a delegation. How does it work? What are the options that we want to provide to the users, etc., etc. Then, when we've decided that, we begin with some specifications. So the description for all the developers and the designer in the way we want to have the integration of the coin in Ledger Live. And then when the specifications are done, they are transmitted to the designer. They're in back and forth between the designer, the product management, and the development team in order to see if the integration is okay, if all the criteria are met, etc., etc. And when everything is okay, when the design is done, when the specifications are done, then the work begins. So it works, the work begins on one side. The first side is going to be the coin integration team works on developing the, let's say, the backend part, where all the crypto transaction part is done. So build a transaction, connect to the explorers, etc., etc. And on our side, the live team side, there's going to be the front part, where we are going to connect all the part that comes to us. So the coin integration part, the device management part, the connection to the APIs, etc., etc. And when it's done, also at the same time, also forgot to part with all the teams, because there are a lot of people involved. So the support team, in order to tell them how to explain to users. There is the marketing team to explain to tell the users what we do, when we are going to launch it, etc., etc. And when everything is done, then there is a launch date, and everyone is aware of it. So that's like really try to explain shortly a whole process, but there are way more people involved, the legal team, except the customer support team, etc., etc., like a lot of people.
Okay. And roughly, does that take months? Does that take weeks? How long are we talking in terms of time?
From the beginning to the end, it takes months. It's going to depend on the coin, of course. If I tell you a coin like Tron, there is a bigger project than a coin that is a proof of work coin, and that's just going to take like send receive. There are way more specifications to do, way more specificity to the coin, way more features to develop. So it takes more time to integrate.
Got it. Okay, great. Thank you so much. GL, could you sort of explain to everyone what is staking?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Staking is something that is very different to what we know. So most of people know Bitcoin because it's the most popular crypto. And Bitcoin, when you hold some Bitcoin, you have the ability to receive some or to send them to someone else. But it's almost that, and that's it. The staking is a bit more different in a sense that the only fact to own a crypto, you can earn a passive interest on them. So it means that if you hold a given crypto, you can choose, you can vote for a list of people that will be in charge of securing the network. So rather than for example, on Bitcoin, anyone who wants to secure the network can just set up a computer and starting mining some Bitcoin. On the staking blockchain, you have to be elected to be able to produce some blocks. And you are elected if you receive a lot of votes from the community, from the people holding these coins. And those people who are elected are earning money thanks to the blockchain because they are producing blocks. And because they earn money thanks to your votes, they will send you back a bit of what they earn thanks to you. And that's where there is a whole interest by having a proof of stake coin, is that you vote for someone, and if this person is elected, he will give you back a bit of his coins. So that you have like an incremental revenues by holding those staking coins. And as Benjamin mentioned, we have many specificities on each proof of stake coin. So for example, we integrated Tezos and recently Tron. And those two crypto are working very differently. Even if you earn passive interest, it's through different way and different process. But yeah, it's very specific on each blockchain. But the main incentive is that by holding them and applying your vote power, you can earn passive interest on that.
Got it. Okay, thank you so much. And guys, do you guys consider integrating other POS coins? Any ones that we should know about?
So I'm not going to be able to give names, sadly. So the answer is yes. Basically, proof of stake, in our opinion, is something that we have to dig on. It's like something that we have to continue to work on. And we are going to continue to integrate more proof of stake coins. That's kind of a logical decision on our side, because most of the new coins that are created right now are proof of stake coins. Most of the coins that are like the most hot coins, hot new coins, are proof of stake coins. And also it gives the possibility to the users to generate passive revenue. And this is important for us because the user has to be involved on the blockchain. That's a good thing. And who doesn't like to do money passively? And the interests are quite also interesting most of the time. So yeah, that's something that we are going to continue to integrate. I'm not going to give you names, but yes, we are going to continue.
Okay, so the suspense is on there, I guess. We're waiting. Can you guys both describe your teams? Can you describe the developers, the teams that go inside all of this work, and sort of maybe just break down exactly what each team does?
So I'm going to talk about like mainly the Ledger Live team. So there is a team of about like roughly 10 people. So in this team, we are going to have a newly product owner that just joined us this week, Christopher. So I welcome him. So he just joined the Ledger Live team as a product owner. There's also going to be a lead product manager, lead developer. There's going to be a full team of developers. There's going to be a quality insurance team, and there's going to be also designer. So this is kind of the squad that works on the product Ledger Live, but this is just like, let's say, the outside part, the shiny part. But there's going to be also the part that you don't see, that make the app work. So there's going to be the backend team, the con integration team. There's going to be the infra team. There's going to be, I probably forget some of them, but all of those parts are assembled. So yeah, and forgot also the device team that works on the firmware and the hardware, etc. But that's not part of the software exactly. But all those teams work together in order to, in the end, merge the different parts, and in the end you have the Ledger Live. So it's not only the Ledger Live team that works on the product, it's also a lot of other teams. Without them, we wouldn't be able to generate everything that we have today.
Yeah, and on third-party integration side, I would say there is no proper team dedicated to this activity. I would say it's mainly a decentralized team to be still in the blockchain ecosystem, kind of decentralized team where it involves indeed many business thoughts, strategic thoughts, sales thoughts to best evaluate what could be the next scaling features that we could implement in our product. So that's basically a reflection that we have at a company level. And then there is a breakdown of all these integration tasks among all the teams that Benjamin has mentioned. So the Ledger Live developers, the infrastructure, all our backend layers, all the designers. So that's a very like a teamwork in a very decentralized way where the integration takes place and become live on the product. So that's basically how it works.
And obviously that takes a lot of follow-up and checking and making sure that everything is working in place. Could you guys sort of go through both of your roles and how you make sure that there's a flow and that Ledger Live is always working?
So yeah, but there is a work, kind of the same work on both sides, which means that we have to be sure that we have a correct roadmap that is in place and that is respected. So in the Ledger Live team, to be like maybe to go deeper, it's we work with agile methodology. So we do sprints that are 2 weeks long plus 1 week of test. And after that, we do a release. So we are supposed to do release every month. Sometimes it's not the case because we have bigger projects or because there are bugs and we have to fix them. But yeah, that's mainly how it works. And everything is kind of decided in advance, except bugs, of course, because we need them because we don't want them. So we don't know when they're going to happen. But yes, that's kind of how we work. So let's say for the next 3 to 6 months, we kind of know what we are going to do. And if we get late, then we are going to have to let's say put a task force in place. But that's how we respect the delivery time. So mainly it works. Sometimes we have bad surprises, but which company doesn't? So we try to manage and do everything we can so that it works well. And also we have to work together with Jean-Laurent because Jean-Laurent is kind of making the bridge with all the other teams. So it helps us be focused on what we have to deliver both. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. And then when there is a huge bug, as I said, because that happens, then we have to focus on it. Yeah, mainly that.
Yeah, no, that's a good summary. So that's definitely what is very exciting about this. I would say this job is that it's moving very fast, and the crypto ecosystem is also moving very fast. So as a company, we have to be able also to adapt ourselves to this fast changing environment. So we can't have a very fixed roadmap for the next 2 years. It's not possible. We have to be flexible on that. And that's, yeah, there's a lot of framework to work on that. And so agility is one of them. And we have many ways to stay very open to the market, on the conditions, and to adapt ourselves. So that's very exciting, and sometimes there is some rush period, but that's a very positive and that's very thrilling on this ecosystem. So yeah, that's a very nice job. Yeah.
And could you both sort of tell us each of your most challenging integration and why?
This is a tricky question. You want to start, Ben?
I don't know what to answer because I don't want to hurt anyone. No, I'm gonna be honest. The hardest integration, I think, was the Tezos one, but there is a reason behind. It's because we did the integration at the same time than the Babylon migration on the blockchain. So we had to manage both at the same time, the old version of the blockchain and the new one. And that's why it was quite challenging. So that's maybe for the coin integration part. And yeah, I would say that's my answer, like that true answer.
Yeah, I would be aligned on Benjamin's answer. I think the one of the features that had been released, the most complicated one, was indeed Tezos. And for me, I will have also another one that is not live now, so can't talk about it. But this one was also very tricky. So no spoiler, but Tezos is not the worst one so far.
And also there is just something to add on the Tezos part. It's just that also it was the first proof of stake coin that we integrated, so it was quite new for us. And also it was the beginning of the new way to integrate coins. So it was everything kind of new, and we learned on everything was new, and so we had to learn a lot of things. And all the mistakes that we did and all the new stuff that we learned on the integration of Tezos, it helped us a lot on the integration of Tron. So it was hard, but it was a good thing because we didn't do the same mistakes on Tron, and hopefully we won't do the same mistakes in the future coins that we are going to integrate in the future.
Wow, that was beautifully said. And can you both sort of describe to us what will be next for Ledger Live on both of your ends and both of your perspectives of your drops?
You mean the next perspectives?
Meaning, what do we see more of Ledger Live coming from you, JL, on your side, and what will we see more of Ben, and then what will we see more collectively together?
Wow, this is this is a huge question. So indeed, we have to be very aware of where the crypto ecosystem is moving and what people are interested in and what we could offer on the Ledger Live, because sometimes people are interested in things that we could not at all offer. So, for example, you have two big ways of thinking about crypto. The first one is, okay, maybe it's the future of day-to-day payments. And then we can, I don't know, we can imagine offering a platform that enable this kind of payments. Or on the other hand, we can think that it's only, I would say, a way to earn money, a way to manage a portfolio and to invest in investments. So it's another direction for a given product. So this is, I would say, a day-to-day assessment on what we think would be the future of crypto and what could be the direction of the life. So that's that's a very key point. And so now we are, I would say, building the foundations, and then we will step up and offer a very more dedicated feature for specified users.
Okay, and on my side, so where we are going to find me, currently at home with the confinement, so nowhere else, sadly. But I hope we are going to be able to go back on the field and be able to go to meetups and to events, etc., to be back with the community, because we are definitely missing that currently. We were supposed to travel a lot this year and talk about the live and meet the people in order to understand what they wanted from the live. But sadly, because of the current situation, we won't be able to do it. But I mean, we have to do it. We hope that the virus is gonna die. So, and we are gonna be able to celebrate all together the crypto again. But more seriously, on the development of the live part, yeah, as I said before, we are going to go further into the coin integration, especially proof of stake coin, generate passive revenue. But as a whole, we want to provide what the users want. And to summarize, what the users want currently is to speculate. We have to be honest with ourselves. In my opinion, that's my personal opinion. The crypto world is mainly about speculation and kind of doing money. I think that's what most people do. It's not only about that, but currently that's what the user wants. And that's where we want to go then. So we are going to improve the interaction with the assets. We are going to be able to let the users use the assets the way they currently use, but they use it already, but in a one-stop shop, which is the Ledger Live. So that's the way the Ledger Live is going to go. I'm not going to give details again because I don't want to give good ideas to the competition, but yes, that's what we want to do. Of course, that's not the only thing, because Jean-Laurent said we still have an eye on where the crypto is going. We don't have a blind eye on the future of crypto and what could be the nice innovation that the crypto could give to this world. But what we think, if we think that there is something that's going to be good for the user, that is innovative, and that could be a nice add to the Ledger company, then we'll do it. There is just maybe an example that we really love at Ledger, and where you can find us at almost every meetup. It's the decentralized finance. Decentralized finance is a topic that we really like at Ledger, and we have a good eye on it. We don't want to say we have planned for integration of DeFi features in the live, but we keep a good eye on what's happening in this world, and we are really interested because we really think it's the heart of crypto, the real crypto world, what the crypto can bring to people.
Wow, that's awesome, guys. And obviously with COVID, a lot of the events have been postponed, but could you guys maybe sort of tell us what events you were going to? That way our followers know where they can meet up with you.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate situation, and that's indeed postponing a lot of plans. So the initial schedule was, I would say, from my side, being at the Bitcoin 2020 conference at San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
So it was supposed to happen end of March. I think, if I remember correctly, it has been postponed to October or something like that. I'm not sure. But definitely, I will try to go there because there's a lot of things happening around crypto in San Francisco. That's definitely the heart beating city of crypto, and that's where you want to go to capture the new trends and to see what's going on. So that's definitely a very great city to be. We have also many events in Paris itself, so that's a very great opportunity for us because we are based in Paris. So that's also a good point. And also London is taking a lot of traction and is not too far away. But yeah, definitely I will also try to go there and meet any one of you that would be happy to discuss around. So that's, yeah, that would be the plan from my side.
That's awesome, guys.
On my side, I was supposed to go to Consensus in New York in May, but that didn't happen. Also, as Jean-Laurent said, in Paris, but also we are trying to go a bit more in Asia. So we are supposed to go to Hong Kong, to Korea, to Singapore, to Japan. So not only myself and Jean-Laurent, but also the world people from Ledger. So that's the place where you will be able to meet us in the future. So the US, because a lot of events happen over there, in Europe, London, Paris, etc., and also in Germany, and in Asia, in all the places that I said. So we know that a lot of events has been postponed to September, October. We don't know what the situation is going to be at this time. So we don't know if we are going to go or not, and if it's going to happen or not. So we just wait and see.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm gonna actually go ahead and ask you guys some questions that we've had from the chat. So I'm gonna start off with, does Ledger support USDT?
So yes, USDT is a stable coin, and especially it's an ERC20. So if you want to have USDT on Ledger Live, then you have to receive your USDT to an Ethereum account. So you have to create an Ethereum account and then send your USDT to the Ethereum account. To make it a little bit more precise, there are a few USDTs, and the one I'm talking about is the one on the Ethereum blockchain, because there is one on the Tron blockchain also, so you can receive those on Tron. But also there is one on Omni. So be careful about what you send. You have to make sure that it's an ERC20 or a TRC.
Okay. Another question is, would it be possible to earn interest on other coins like USDC?
This is directly linked to the DeFi topic that Benjamin mentioned. It's indeed, I would say, by itself, only having USDC doesn't bring interest. But if you come into DeFi approach, then definitely you can start earning rewards with USDC. So not in the live today, because it's only like send and receive as a classic ERC20. But it would be definitely possible for any DeFi features that you could use with your Nano, but maybe on other platforms. So that would be a way, yeah, indeed.
Yeah, as I said before, you can receive those assets on your Ethereum account, and you can go after that on any platform that does support the Nano to do your lending to earn interest on those USDCs or USDTs. Can give you example like for DAI, for example, you have Maker DAO, or you have Compound or whatever. There are like a lot of them that support the Nano. And in the live, I'm gonna give an answer that's gonna satisfy everyone and no one at the same time. It's not for the moment.
Not for the moment. Okay, got it. This one's sort of a statement question. The judgment on coin integration needs to improve. You have Tron in it. Why did you select Tron?
That's kind of an easy answer to give. We are kind of agnostic on coins. When we don't want to integrate a coin, we say why. There is let's say a good example, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be asked a lot. I don't see the chat, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be at least one person that's going to ask if we integrate BSV, and we gave a lot of time the answer about no, we are not going to integrate it because there is a security issue. So there is a statement about that in the company. So now why Tron instead of other coins? It's because it's what the user wants. We have data that shows that, and I just want to add that it's anonymous data. We don't know who does that, but we have data that shows that Tron is one of the most downloaded apps on the Ledger Live. So that's an easy decision to take when you see that. Also, you can see that on the platforms like TronScan, there are like a lot of users. So there is a real community, and a real community that is interested in our products. So we want to give them we want to give our users what they want. And if most of our users use Tron, then let's give them another one. But it's not because we added Tron that it's not going to be another one. It's just a question of priority. And I can tell you that there is another one that is like really downloaded in Ledger Live, and that's going to come next week. I'm not going to say which one, but that's going to come next week.
Such a teaser.
Yeah, I asked the marketing team. They told me, yes, you can say it.
Next question, guys. What about Ledger Live on the iPad with Nano X?
Yeah, that's a good question. So first, I want to say it's not incompatible. So it's ugly, let's be honest. It's just like an iPhone view, but bigger. So it's not optimized. That's true. Let's be honest with that. And the Apple platform give me the possibility to monitor how many users we have that use an iPad. And currently, it's not that much. So if we see that there is a real need and a real demand for the iPad, yes, we are going to work on it. But I'm going to be honest, our roadmap is like really, really full, and we are going to bring a lot of great features. And if I can find some room to integrate the iPad, then I will definitely do it. I know that the iPad is growing, and it's the same for every tablet. It's not only on iOS, it's on Android too. I know that it's growing, and it's kind of a big competition for the desktop. But yeah, it's not something that I forgot. It's something that I think about, but it's not going to come for the moment.
Got it. JL, this question is actually directed to you. Have you read the books that are behind you? And if yes, which book is your favorite?
All of them. Not joking. No, it's very like many yeah, science fiction, and some of cooking books also. So yeah, many of them. I tried few recipes, but no, well, confinement helped me to read more. That's for sure. And yeah, for the one behind me, it's mostly for decoration, I would say.
Okay.
But yeah, sometimes I might use them to yeah to try a new try a new recipes in the weekend. So that's a point.
Got it. The next question is it possible to link any software or firmware to do an illegal download without users accepting?
Well, can you? I didn't get the question for this one.
So I guess the question actually is it possible to link any software or firmware to do an illegal download?
An illegal download of what? I'm sorry, I
Maybe is it possible to link it?
Maybe it's maybe the possibility to download a Ledger Live and to try to modify some elements for personal use. So since the Ledger Live is open source, basically anyone who wants to do adaptation can just apply. I don't know if it's exactly the question, but from a theoretical perspective, if you have the development skills, you can have a customized Ledger Live on your laptop if you wish.
Yeah, that's I don't really know if there is anything else. Maybe no, I don't know. Yeah, as Jean-Laurent said, yes, the live is open source. You can fork it and you can edit it if you want. But if I may say something about that, is that you have to be careful about what you download when you download a Ledger application. There are currently a lot of scams that tries to steal your money, especially on Chrome, because before Ledger Live, we had Chrome apps. And scammers are trying to make you think that Ledger edited a new Chrome app, so you download it, and they most of the time they ask you for your seed. Never give your seed to anyone. We will never ask you your seed. If someone asks you your seed, it's not us, and it's someone that is trying to steal your money. The only place where you have to download Ledger Live is on the Ledger website, on GitHub if you're a bit adventurous, on the official repository of Ledger, which is Ledger HQ, and also the updates that are directly done on Ledger Live.
And if you have a doubt, contact us and we'll give you the best way to store your funds securely.
Thanks, guys. The next question, would you consider a portfolio feature for Ledger Live that would be possible to follow the assets on wallets and apps which are not yet supported on Ledger Live?
Definitely, that's something that I'm thinking about. Again, I can't give you any details, but yes, I know that, and as a crypto user myself, I have like a high addiction on portfolios, like a lot of crypto users and traders. I try to check what's the value of my portfolio every 5 minutes. So I know that it's something that is really important for users. I know that there are a lot of supported assets that are on the Nano, but not on the Live. So that's something that we are thinking about. There is a kind of a technical challenge in order to integrate an asset on the Live without having the send and receive, because it's not only the transaction that we have to manage, but also the prices and the access to explorers. So it's, we are going to think about how we can scale this kind of integration, but also make a nice portfolio, because to be honest, as a product manager today, I'm not really happy about the way the portfolio works. So I want to improve it.
Okay. The next question is, can you stake from the mobile app?
Yes,
definitely, it's recommended.
So yes, to be a bit more, to say a bit more than yes, on mobile. So currently you can do staking on Tezos and on Tron. You can do it on Android. You can do it with the Nano S by plugging your device to your phone. You can also do it with the Bluetooth if you have a Nano X on Android and on iOS. I know that iOS recently added the support of external devices plug directly on the device. We don't, the Nano doesn't support it yet, but it's something that we are aware of and that we are trying to see, and we are trying to see how it works in order to maybe in the future do a possible add of the Nano S on iOS. It's not something that I assure you because it's not in my team, but that's something that we know, that we are aware of, and that we don't forget.
Got it. Next question, is there a Ledger Live Chromebook extension?
Chromebook, we are really like data focused, and Chromebook currently doesn't have like a huge market share on the market for OSs. So we have a Chromebook at the office, so not at home currently, but we have one because we are curious of how it works. We try to see if we can support Chromebook, but it's been quite challenging, and the platform are quite different. You have one that are ARM or ones that have x86 processors. So it's like a whole new world that we have to explore that not a lot of people in the company know how to work on. It's quite a challenge. So the market share part and the fact that it's kind of technical challenging doesn't help us want to work on it. So short answer, not for the moment.
Okay. Next question, how do you increase gas in Ledger Live? The person says that they cannot send tokens due to error message, not enough gas.
There is a kind of I forgot the word for that, but there is, what?
The slide bar.
Thank you, a slide bar, yes. There is a slide bar that gives you the possibility to have higher gas when you do send with Ethereum. If you don't see it, it's maybe because your window is a bit small and the modal, you don't see everything in the modal. So scroll down in the modal and maybe you will be able to see the slide bar.
Thanks, guys. Next question, how many wallets ADA can be used with Ledger?
As many as you want. Basically, yeah. But just one remark, it's one at a time. So don't plug 2 Nano to your computer and expect to make them work both at the same time, because it's not going to work. So just plug 1 Nano at a time on Ledger Live, and when you're done with this one, go with the other one. Also, I want to thank you because you bought more than one, yes, that's how it works. And about the accounts, the good thing on Live is that you can basically have as many accounts of each asset as you want, which is something that is not something that you can see everywhere on every wallet. So if you want to have like 10 Bitcoins account, you can. If you have 8 Ethereum accounts, you can have 8 USDT accounts under each Ethereum account. So as many nanos as you want and as many accounts as you want.
Got it. The next question is, what about Lightning Network?
That's a huge topic. So as I mentioned a bit before, Lightning Network is definitely a topic for people who want to spend their funds, I would say, quite instantly and without paying any fees or very, very low fees. So today it's only dedicated on Bitcoin side. We see that there's a lot of traction around Lightning networks from experts and from very specific usage. That some people try to implement them on the retail to purchase some goods, like on the internet or whatever. So that's definitely, from a technological point of view, it's huge. It's definitely a huge topic that could scale Bitcoin a lot. So that's definitely, it could be a game changer. But when it comes to the assessment, if there is an interest to add this feature on the live, as Benjamin mentioned, we have to follow what most of our user wants. So it's very touchy, because from a technological perspective, a lot of people want it. But when you look at the numbers on the usage of the Lightning networks, on the average size of each channel on the Lightning networks, on the nodes, and how the money is split on the network, it's not that obvious that it's very widely used. So I would say it's a very kind of R&D topic, but very interesting though. But yeah, regarding integration from a technical perspective, it will be quite challenging. And today we don't have the metrics to say that it would be widely used by all of our users. So, but yeah, very, very nice topic.
Got it. Next question. Would you consider being able to use Ledger Live as a hot wallet? So instead of needing to connect a hardware wallet, I can use it for everyday transactions.
So if I understand well, it means that you don't need a nano to or yeah, if it's the question, then no. We don't want to give you I talked about it a bit before. If you want to be able to use the live without a nano, without a device, it means that the seed is secured on your computer or on your phone, and that's totally not secured. That's completely the opposite of what we are trying to create. At least for the moment, we are trying to educate the people to tell them secure your seed on a place that is safe. And the nano today is the safest place to secure your seed. If we give you the possibility if we give the possibility to the live to be a hot wallet, to be a wallet by itself without the nano, then we give you a non-secure way to manage your assets.
And that's also a good point for Lightning Network. So the previous question is, on the live, if we implement a Lightning Network, you would need to have your nano in the hands to validate the transaction. And it doesn't make sense for kind of instant transaction to having to manipulate your device. So even in that way, it's very challenging to figure out how to work, like how Lightning Networks could work with a device. So that's also a key point.
Got it. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you both coming out here and talking about Ledger Live. Guys, if you have any more questions, please ask us separately. We will send you all a link and you can ask us your questions and they will definitely get answered. Next week, we will be here with Sylve and Fabrice talking about blockchain basics. That's going to be next week, April 27th at 5 p.m. So come back and we'll talk to more employees at Ledger, find out what's going on, and don't forget, you can always ask us your questions. So thanks, guys, for stopping by. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you, guys. And thank you, Ashley, for hosting that.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.